Mr. Speaker, sir, in 1939, the world stood on the brink of chaos, with nations retreating into protectionism, erecting trade barriers, and fragmenting the global economy. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930 triggered a trade war, leading to a collapse in global trade. Businesses faced uncertainty as supply chains were disrupted, and access to foreign markets became increasingly difficult. The lack of international cooperation left economies vulnerable to shocks. Fast forward to 2025, and the parallels are striking. While not on the brink of war, the world is similarly fragmented, marked by rising protectionism, economic nationalism, and a lack of trust in multilateral institutions. Businesses must navigate external challenges and domestic constraints in land, manpower, and carbon. These headwinds underscore the need for resilience, adaptability, and readiness to seize emerging opportunities. Budget 2025 provides a critical roadmap, introducing measures to strengthen economic foundations and enhance enterprise and workforce capabilities. A recent Singapore Business Federation dipstick poll found that 8 in 10 business leaders expressed satisfaction with the budget, and 7 in 10 noted increased confidence in Singapore's business environment. We are also encouraged that many recommendations from the business community, including those from the Singapore Business Federation's Alliance for Action on Business Competitiveness and SBF pre-budget recommendation together with PwC Singapore, have been incorporated into the budget. Businesses are reassured that the government has their back and has reaffirmed the importance of long-term economic growth. A key focus in Budget 2025 is ensuring that support is accessible not just to large corporations, but also to SMEs, which face global uncertainties, domestic cost and manpower pressures, as well as the need for transformation. Equipping them with the right tools and resources is crucial for their survival and growth in this evolving landscape. The enhancement of the Skills Future Enterprise Credit, now operating as a wallet system rather than a reimbursement model, reflects the government's responsiveness to SMEs' cash flow concerns. This practical adjustment will significantly benefit smaller businesses. I agree with other members of the House that other government schemes can also be reviewed to adopt similar cash flows-friendly models to better support SMEs. The 50% corporate tax rebate, capped at $40,000, provides immediate relief to businesses of all sizes, while the minimum $2,000 cash payout offers crucial cash flow support for smaller enterprises facing cost pressures. The introduction of new CDC and SG60 vouchers will benefit households, but will boost heartland enterprises and local retailers, potentially driving domestic retail sales, especially in areas where many SMEs operate. Beyond immediate cost support, the $150 million Enterprise Compute Initiative will help SMEs tap into AI and digital tools, enhancing productivity and competitiveness. The extension of the Market Readiness Assistance Grant Scheme will also support SMEs in expanding overseas, a necessity given our domestic market constraints. Sustainability is also a key focus with the transition to a green economy, opening new avenues for innovation and growth. The Heavy Vehicle Zero Emission Scheme and Electric Heavy Vehicle Charges Scheme will reduce the cost of transitioning to clean vehicles. However, to maximize the impact of these schemes, SMEs must be able to access them easily. Simplifying applications and providing clearer guidance will be the key. I encourage the government to continue collaborating with trade associations and chambers to streamline access and advisory support. At the same time, businesses should actively tap into resources available through organizations like the Singapore Business Federation, which play a key role in administrating some of these schemes. Mr. Speaker, sir, Singapore faces a serious demographic challenge with an aging workforce and foreign manpower constraints. Businesses must therefore fully tap into senior workers as a valuable resource. I strongly support the extension of the Senior Employment Credit and Enabling Employment Credit to 2026, which eases the cost burden for businesses in the short term. However, longer-term solutions require more than temporary wage offsets. We need job redesign and workplace transformation to fully leverage the experience and capabilities of our senior workers. The planned increase in CPF contribution rates for workers aged 55 to 65 is necessary for retirement adequacy, but presents cost considerations for businesses. While the CPF transition offsets provides relief, businesses will eventually bear the full impact of higher contributions and rising healthcare costs. Businesses recognize that seniors bring decades of experience, institutional knowledge, and mentorship capabilities. However, to unlock their value, we need a fundamental shift in how work is structured for them. That is why the upcoming tripartite work group on senior employment is so important. It must go beyond financial incentives and tackle the fundamental issue of job redesign and workplace transformation. I would like to recommend a few key areas of focus for the work group. First, flexible work arrangement must become the norm for senior employment. Many older workers want to stay active in the workforce, but rigid work structures prevent them from doing so effectively. We therefore need more job sharing, hybrid work models, staggered hours, and part-time roles that allow seniors to remain productive without overextending themselves. Second, job redesign must be priority. The skills landscape is evolving rapidly, and while seniors bring valuable experience, they must be equipped to stay relevant. The enhanced training support package should be expanded with practical, digital, and technical upskilling to help seniors transition into roles that are less physically demanding but still leverage the expertise. Third, businesses need clearer industry-specific guidelines on how to integrate seniors effectively. Not all industry have the same needs, and we should be looking at sector-based strategies. In knowledge-intensive sectors, seniors can mentor younger employees and provide advisory expertise, like in areas of risk management and succession planning. In service industries, their experience and interpersonal skills make them well-suited for customer-facing roles. In technical fields, they can focus on quality assurance, training, and oversight. At the same time, I urge businesses, especially SMEs, to see senior employment as an opportunity, not just a necessity. With manpower shortages, seniors offer stability, knowledge, and mentorship, making them a valuable, untapped resource. Beyond senior employment, I also welcome the budget's enhanced support for persons with disabilities transitioning from school to the workforce. Like our senior workers, PWDs represent an underutilized talent pool. Companies that embrace inclusivity will not only benefit from diverse perspectives, but will also build more resilient and innovative teams. But inclusion for seniors and PWDs alone is not enough. Businesses must also prepare for the seismic shifts brought about by technology. The rapid pace of technological change is reshaping industries and making skills obsolescence a growing concern, not just for the rank-and-file worker, but increasingly for professionals. AI and automations are redefining job roles, forcing businesses to reassess how they value human capital. Enterprise transformation and workforce transformation must therefore go hand in hand. Businesses adopting new technologies need workers with the right skills, and workers upgrading their capabilities need jobs that make full use of them. Without this alignment, talent risks being underutilized or displaced. The Skills Future Workforce Development Grant is a step in the right direction, but its implementation can be refined for greater impact. Rather than focus primarily on formal courses at institutes of higher learning, there should be stronger support for workplace-based training, where skills are immediately applied and training directly addressing businesses' needs. Last year, I propose to MOE the introduction of a classification framework for skills future courses, featuring a mobility index measuring how well a skill improves career prospects across industry, and an industrial heat index tracking demand in booming sectors. This can be developed in collaboration with trade associations and chambers and can help workers make informed choices and guide businesses in investing in relevant skills development. I urge MOE to revisit this proposal and integrate it into the My Skills Future portal. Another refinement is raising targeted subsidies for future relevant skills. Courses in such high-demand future relevant skill areas should receive higher subsidies or even full subsidies for specific worker groups that the government identifies as needing reskilling, such as mid-career workers or those in shrinking industries, as well as seniors or PWDs. A tiered subsidy model should also be considered when initial batch of trainees receives full funding, provided they complete the course and meet a high passing grade that could also encourage uptake while ensuring accountability. Beyond tapping into our local workforce, we must also recognize the critical role of foreign manpower in sustaining business operations and economic growth. Singapore has always thrived by remaining open to global talent, and this must remain a key pillar of our economic strategy. Initiatives like the Global Founder Program and the One Pass reflect a clear understanding of the need to attract top talent to drive innovation and growth in key sectors like biosciences, medtech, and semiconductors. The Global Founder Program encourages seasoned builders, operators, and innovators to establish their next ventures in Singapore, helping to develop a stronger pool of globally competitive startups and enterprises. At the same time, the One Pass ensures Singapore remains a top-of-mind destination for high-skilled professionals, securing the expertise needed to maintain our competitive edge. However, it is equally important to calibrate and track the right skills transfers and innovation to our local workforce and enterprises, enhancing local capabilities and alleviating concerns from Singaporeans about the role of foreign professionals in our economy, and I urge the government to continue to do so. As we push forward in these high-growth areas, we must also address the acute shortages of skilled and semi-skilled workers in foundational sectors like manufacturing, which support these advanced industries. To this end, I propose 4 refinements to our foreign manpower policies. First, expanding the non-traditional sources occupation list, particularly for the manufacturing sector, to allow businesses to recruit higher skilled work permit holders for specialized roles that are difficult to localize. Second, expanding the list of non-traditional source countries for work permit holders to address the drying up of traditional sources like Malaysia and China. Third, expanding traditional support for companies undergoing transformation, such as conditionally expanding foreign workers DRC and extending the duration of support under the Manpower for Strategic Economic Priorities scheme. Finally, we must introduce greater flexibility in cross-deployment of foreign workers, particularly for skilled and semi-skilled roles. Current manpower restrictions prevent businesses from optimizing foreign workforce allocation, even when there is clear economic justification to do so. The government can consider piloting cross-deployment between majority-owned entities across sectors, enabling businesses to reallocate workers when they are most needed. Also, by facilitating movement between firms with strategic contractual relationships, such as those in supply chain partnerships or ecosystem clusters, will allow businesses to share manpower resources more effectively. These proposed refinements will not undermine the government's broader objectives of workforce localization, but instead help businesses better utilize existing resources and stay competitive without unnecessary bottlenecks. Mr. Speaker, sir, while manpower remains a key challenge, businesses also face significant cost pressure from rising land costs. While Budget 2025 did not announce specific measures to address this, it is crucial to ensure that industrial land policies continue to support business competitiveness. arising from our AFA report on business competitiveness, I continue to urge the government to consider extending industrial land lease tenures to better account for the long lead times required for development and amortization of capital investments. Additionally, a more flexible lease renewal structure, such as longer renewal periods for businesses investing in productivity or rolling lease extensions for those demonstrating strong economic contributions, could provide companies, especially SMEs, with greater certainty for long-term investments. These adjustments will help mitigate the impact of rising land costs and support companies in sustaining their growth and transformation efforts. Mr. Speaker, sir, nothing excites the business community more than dollars and cents. The $14 billion top-up to funds dedicated to productivity, R&D, Changi Airport development, and future energy is exciting and will help Singapore pull forward ahead as a global hub and overcome our energy constraints. However, let us ensure that our SMEs can benefit from these investments. I suggest that larger corporations and government-linked companies that receive some of these investments be encouraged to partner with SMEs through initiatives like the Partnership for Capability Transformation Program, PACT, helping to diffuse capabilities and create opportunities throughout our business ecosystem. Finally, the $1 billion Private Credit Growth Fund diversifies financing options, particularly for businesses lacking traditional collateral or track records, providing patient capital and alternative financing solutions to support high-growth businesses. I urge the government to consider the management of these funds with private sector players so that these funds can be deployed effectively to support both large local enterprises as well as our SME ecosystem. Mr. Speaker, I want to end by quoting renowned economist John Maynard Keynes. He once said, "The political problem of mankind is to combine three things: economic efficiency, social justice, and individual liberty." A good budget is not just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It is a statement of our priorities, a reflection of our values, and a commitment to our future. I am not a politician and do not understand the difference between an election budget and a non-election budget. But I do know this: a good budget must be fiscally responsible, inclusive, and future-ready. Budget 2025 checks all the right boxes. It is prudent without being restrictive, supportive without being excessive, and strategic without being short-sighted. It provides immediate relief when needed, invests in long-term competitiveness, and ensures that Singapore remains strong, resilient, and ready for challenges ahead. Most importantly, it does all this without compromising the stability of future generations. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is the kind of budget Singapore needs, not just for this year, not just for the next election, but for the decades ahead. Let us embrace it, act on it, and work together to build a Singapore that continues to thrive far beyond SG60. Thank you, and I support the budget.